Hello, it's me, the ukulele teacher, here to teach you how to play Here Comes the Sun by George Harrison. So, grab your uke, make sure it's in tune, and get ready to play a simplified version of Here Comes the Sun. Just to give you a rough idea of what the song will sound like when you've learned it, I'm going to play you through a quick snippet of it first.
Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes.
Now there's a lot of cool little riffs and things you can play in that song to make it sound really cool, but at the heart of it, it's a very basic song, and I'm going to break it down for you nice and easily. These are the main chords you'll need. If you already know them, skip ahead now. To play the chord of G, put your first finger on the second fret of the third string, your second finger on the second fret of the first string, and your third finger on the third fret of the second string. And the chord of G should sound like this. To play the chord of C, put your third finger on the third fret of the first string. And the chord of C should sound like this. To play the chord of D, put your first, second and third fingers on the second fret of the fourth, third and second strings. And the chord of D should sound like this. To play the chord of A7, put your first finger on the first fret of the third string. And the chord of A7 should sound like this. To play the chord of B flat, put your second finger on the second fret of the third string and your third finger on the third fret of the fourth string. Then push your first finger down on the first frets of the second and first strings at the same time. And the chord of B flat should sound like this. And to play the chord of F, put your first finger on the first fret of the second string and your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string. And the chord of F should sound like this. Now there's basically three main sections to the song, the chorus, the verse and the bridge, and you can make them as easy or as complicated as you like. I'm going to take you through each section a bit at a time to help you get the hang of it. So let's start off with the chorus. Now the chorus sounds nice and complicated, but it's basically just G, C, A7, G. Let me show you.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
Now let's add a basic strumming pattern to it. Most of the way through the song, I just play down, down, up, down, up, like this.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
So let's go back to the first line, but let's add in the first riff, which you play after the word sun. The bit that goes like this.
Here comes the sun.
Now what you might have noticed is that even though I'm playing four notes, I barely move my left hand at all, and in fact I keep that G shape very solid all the way through. I keep the G shape and all I'm playing are the first and second strings. 1, 2. Then I lift up my second finger and play the first string, and then I put it back and play the first string again. So it's first string, second string, lift up the second finger, first string, and it should sound like this. So now all of a sudden your first line sounds like this. G, C, A7. Then we come to the most complicated line of the song, the last line of the chorus. And even that isn't too difficult, because although it's a lot of finger picking, you don't move your left hand very much, and in fact you keep that G shape for most of the way through. The part that goes like this. It's alright. All I'm playing is the down, down, up, down, up once on the G. It's alright. Then I'm lifting up my second finger again from the G shape, but this time I'm adding my fourth finger to the third string. And I'm playing strings 3, 2 and 1 with my fingers 1, 2 and 3, like this. Then I'm lifting off my fourth finger and playing 3, 2, 1 again. And then I'm also lifting off my first finger and playing 3, 2, 1 again. So it goes 4, 2, open. Then I put the first finger back on the second fret. Then I play 3 notes on the second string, 3, 2, open, and then I play that second fret on the third string again. So that whole line should sound like this. 4, 2, open, 2, 3, 2, open, 2. So nice and slowly, let's play the chorus. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. And then back to the G for the verse. Now again, there's a few little runs and tricks we can do in the verse to make it sound nice and complicated, but at the end of the day, it's basically just 2 lines of G, C and D. Now again, if you like, you can just keep strumming down, down, up, down, up, and it'll sound like this. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. But there's a third little riff we can add to the D on the first line. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Now again, much like the riffs that we played with the G, I'm basically keeping that D pattern down and only really playing these 2 top strings with the right hand. The first 4 notes that I'm playing are all on that second string. 2, open, 2, 3, and then the final note is just the open first string. So played nice and slowly, that riff will sound like this. But what I do to make it sound a little bit cooler still is continue strumming while I'm playing that riff. It sounds complicated and it will take a bit of practice, but eventually it'll sound like this. All I'm doing is strumming down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. But the main note that I play on each strum is the note from the riff. So eventually that first line will sound something like this. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. And then the second line is just G, C, D again, and this time you don't even play the riff. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Then you just go back into the chorus. And then before you go into verse 2, this time I play that third riff again as well. And then go into verse 2, which is exactly the same chords as verse 1. Then we play the chorus again, and now we move on to the bridge. And again, there's things you can do to make it sound more complicated or exciting, but basically it's just the chords B flat, F, C, G, repeated through 4 times. B flat, F, C, G. B flat, F, C, G. Now generally, I just play 1 downstroke on the B flat, F, C, and then on the G I'm playing down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's for the bit that goes sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. And then on that final time that I'm playing it, again, before I go into the verse, I play that third riff. And then I go into the third verse, then we go into the chorus, and then for the ending, I repeat the bridge, B flat, F, C, G, but this time, instead of 1 downstroke, I do finger picking on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings for each chord. B flat, F, C, and then end with a downstroke on the G. So the last line of the final chorus goes like this. It's alright. Now that that you've learned all those different parts, the final thing that I'm going to teach you how to play is the intro, because it's made up of different bits that we've already learned. Now basically the intro is just an instrumental version of the verse, so it's 2 lines of G, C, D. If you like, you can just strum these lines. But now we know a couple of riffs, we can add them into the intro to make it more interesting. So during the G, I play riff 1, the do-do-do-do. So it sounds like this. Do-do-do-do. Then I play the C. And then during the D, I play riff 3, the bit that goes do-do-do-do-do. So the first line of the intro goes. Then during the second line, I play riff 1 again during the G. Then just strum through the C and the D as well. Put it all together, and that's how you play Here Comes the Sun by George Harrison. I've been the ukulele teacher. If you have any requests for future lessons, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, I love you all and I wish you the best.